the sheets, I'm busy staying undercover. Ain't as sweet as it seems being the juggler. Yeah, cause Edith likes eating at East of Eden, where Wendy works on Wednesday evenings, and Donna Lee does her laundry 2 doors down. So when I'm out to eat with Edith, I'm always worried Wendy's watching, and equally that Donna Lee's gonna be around. And what's worse is Wendy lives by the 1A world, where Donna Lee goes to the pharmacy and Edith's ex-old man's employed there. So I choose to keep a low profile and sneak around like it's going out of style, and try to keep these balls up in the air. Yeah, they call me the juggler, cause I always have 3 lovers. Sometimes I wish I had me a twin brother.
Could you imagine if there were 2 of me?
Because it
Holy
takes
shit.
a lot of steam making all that hubbub. Ain't as sweet as it seems being the juggler.
Yeah, this is Larry, and you are tuning into the first episode of Get At It, How to Be a Man in the 21st Century. This is a brand new podcast I'm launching, and this episode, which we'll just call a prequel, if you will, mainly is about explaining why I wanted to launch this podcast. And also, we're going to talk about things we're going to discuss and what my whole entire mission with it is, if you can call it a mission. Some of it is going to be self-therapy for myself. So please pardon me with that bullshit. But, I promise I won't cry, or at least cry that much. And fuck that. I'll probably end up crying. It's like, holy Christ, it'll happen. And so, you gotta think about it like this. It's like, I'm one of those, manly men kind of a thing in a way. But Jesus Christ, have I been crying a lot lately? Well, not lately. I've been getting a lot better. This is so sad. But no, so, a lot of shit's gone on, and we'll get into this a little bit. But one of the reasons why I'm doing this podcast is because a lot of shit has gone on in my life. Currently separated from my wife, working through a divorce. Pretty much sucks. But I really, in a big way, only have myself to blame. And that, for me to say that, is a lot of growth personally. Not that you would know that, but I blamed her for a while about all of this shit. But then the more I learned about myself and what it means to be a man and how to act like a man, which is more important than being a man, I learned I did a lot of shit wrong. Everything I possibly could have done wrong at the right times or wrong times, however you want to, look at it. I did it wrong. And here I am, going through divorce and about ready to lose everything. We have 2 kids, a beautiful house in the suburbs of Chicago and Batavia. Hello. It's all disrupted. And life has changed forever for all 4 of us. And, it sucks. And hopefully, with a lot of the stuff that I've learned here throughout the past year or so, you can learn as well and avoid this shit, because it fucking sucks. It is horrible. It's the worst thing you could ever possibly imagine happening. But I'm going to turn it into one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. As fucked up as that sounds, never would I want to be divorced. I love my wife, but that's where it's going. But you know what? I can't change that. I can't control it. I can control me. I can change me. And that's why I say, hopefully this turns into the best thing that ever happened in my life, because you know what? I'm going to be a better man moving forward. With that, all that sad shit, let's get into why I started this podcast. And before we do, hold on one second. Before we do, I got to just say this. I have this propensity of swearing. Yes, I am a sailor. a real sailor. I mean, not professionally, but I like to sail. I learned that, I learned to sail, with my father-in-law, good guy. I do claim myself to be a sailor. So I swear a lot, but I swore a lot before that too. So, if you hear my bill of my cap hitting the, pop screen of my microphone, I'm an amateur. This is the first time recording anything. I'm doing it all on my own here in the Lugnut Studios. And, yeah, this could be a really fucking big shit show, but, it's also going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully you'll learn something. So again, yes. Oh yeah. Right. I got my notes right here. Why I started Get At It, How to Be a Man in the 21st Century. Well, you see, Shawnee, I've always wanted to do that on the radio. So you see, Shawnee, this is why it happened. So I'm 44 years old. Yeah. Okay. So a little bit about me first, and then I think that'll help explain some of the things that we're going to talk about later on and throughout this podcast, and however many episodes, however long this thing runs. Hopefully, it runs forever, and my kids can take it over, and it'll be so awesome. Oh Christ! I hope they get a better job than that. Anyway, I'll just learn how to edit that bullshit out, and you don't have to deal with it. But if you are listening to that weird stuff, that means I didn't learn how to edit it out. And you get to be tortured just like I'm torturing myself with it. So my name's Larry. I grew up in a small, tiny little town in the middle of a cornfield in northern Illinois. And I hate saying the name of it because people always kind of chuckle, just like me. I chuckle. I actually kind of, get the heebie-jeebies when I think about, some of this stuff. Growing up, it was a very small town called Sandwich, Illinois. Hello. Everybody knew everybody. They were men. I was not one of them. Not that it matters. I mean, I moved out, when I could, but, had a very lower middle class upbringing, I guess. My dad was a factory worker. My mom worked off and on. We didn't have a lot of money, but my dad worked his ass off, and, his body shows it today. He's now 80, a good man. My mom passed away when she was 49. I was 19, which is just 25 years ago. I am 44 years old. Been married for 12 years. This past July 7th was our 12th year anniversary. It didn't really celebrate it. Although I did buy my wife flowers and a little card that says happy anniversary. I thought that was only right, but we've been together for 16 years. We met in 2003, and it is now 2019. So yeah, 16 years. And we've been separated since May, but really well before that, and headed for a divorce. And, I used to think a lot of it was, her fault. I blamed her for a lot of the issues we're having because I didn't understand really what it meant to be a real man. Not even what it meant to be a real man, but how to act like a real man. And ever since we started going through a lot of our issues, and we've had issues for quite a long time, but I don't want to get too deep into that bullshit. But but every marriage has the issues. But most guys figure it out, hopefully, or else they end up in same shit that I'm dealing with, which isn't good. And I'd really encourage you to avoid it as best you can because it fucking sucks. So things haven't been good for a little while. And last summer, shit got even worse. I knew something was up pretty bad. That's when I started, trying to learn about how I can fix this marriage. Little did I know that it was pretty much too late to fix the marriage. When a marriage starts going to shit, it's already been shit. You're just not realizing it, especially if you're the guy. Rarely would a woman be like, holy Jesus, oh my God, I didn't know we had any problems. Like, I thought everything was good. I don't see that happening very often, but that's just my perspective. Maybe it does happen, but I would be really surprised if it did. So I'm like, I knew there was issues, but I didn't know it was that bad. And then when I realized it was that bad, it was too fucking late. But anyway, I tried my ass off to make myself better, make my marriage better. And I learned before I can make my marriage better, I had to make myself better. That was the first thing that I learned. I can't fix the marriage, but I can fix myself. And it's a very important thing to understand for us guys. I can't fix my wife, even though I disagreed with a lot of things she said and a lot of the issues I thought were unnecessary. I can't fix that. I can't control it. What I can control is myself and my actions and reactions and words and, facial expressions and hand gestures behind her back and all that shit. Oh yeah. I can control it. Well, if you do hand gesture behind if she doesn't see it, you're good. You know what? That's how I see it. She doesn't see that stuff, flip her off, whatever. If it makes you feel better. I mean, it's kind of childish, but then again, I'm kind of childish. It was a long road of learning about myself and about how to be a man. And I'm like, why the fuck didn't I know this stuff before it was too late? God, if only I had this information in front of me, I can learn it. I can understand it. I could actually fix me and maybe fix my marriage. But it was too late. I didn't know it. I didn't know this stuff existed until it was too late. So here we are. This is why I'm putting this out there. So hopefully you find this and you're like, you know what? Jesus, I'm in the same boat. Things aren't good. I mean, they're not terrible, but I was going down that road. What can I do? So that's why this podcast is now alive. Like a child. This is my child now. Oh God, I got to edit that shit out. That's fucking weird. Yeah. So anyway, sometimes I say shit and I'm like, what? Why did I? Oh, fuck it. Yeah, I'll have to learn some serious editing skills, but yeah, I can at least laugh at myself now. It's been a long time since I could do that. So let's just get it started. I'm laughing now, and I'm going to be honest with you. I wasn't able to laugh for quite a long time. And, actually, I've done quite a bit of crying until I started, learning how to just, be a better person, be a better man, and, love myself again, which is a big deal that we'll get into in one of these episodes. But, yeah, I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not ashamed to say it. Yeah, I've done crying, and guys don't talk about that. I'm kind of this big, I don't know if you'd consider me manly man. I probably am kind of a manly man. 6'4", a little north of 300 pounds. My biceps are 20 inches. Thank you. Just measured them this morning. Well, actually, my brother-in-law did. Is that fucking weird to say? Yeah, well, it's just me. So, yeah, 20-inch biceps. That's pretty fucking awesome. I don't take myself seriously. Hopefully you take me somewhat seriously. I'll try to take myself seriously. But anyway, here I am, this large country boy living in the suburbs. And yeah, I admit, I cried quite a bit. It was really hard to go through learning that your wife doesn't love you anymore. She does love you, but you get the whole, I'm not in love with you. Well, holy shit. What's the difference? Oh, there's a huge difference. It's really fucked. It's like, yeah. Oh, so you still love me? She's like, no, I don't. Oh, well, I thought you just said you love me. I'm like, well, yeah, because we've had a lot of times together, 16 years, and we have 2 kids and a great life. And, of course I love you, just like I love my peonies and my Volvo station wagon. Oh, yeah, but no, I'm not in love with you. Oh, well, shit. That kind of sucks. Well, yeah, it does. It sucks for me. So, that was a hard thing to come to grips with. It was a really dark moment of my life. Probably the darkest. And I'm talking even after my mom passed away when I was 19. This one probably hurt more, and it still does. Death is a natural part of life, obviously, but divorce isn't. And it's really hard to come to grips with. I never thought I would get in that situation, and yet here I am. And I'm still trying to deal with it, but I'm learning a lot about myself, and that's one of the reasons why I want to share a lot of my information, a lot of my thoughts, a lot of my own experiences. So maybe you can learn things as well and avoid this situation that I'm dealing with. Because, not only does it suck emotionally, but I am not even going to talk to you about the financial side or how messed up, how much the kids hurt because of it. And they're going to take the worst of it. I'll get over not being loved anymore and going through a divorce, but the kids don't understand. They're 9 and 7. They don't know why I'm not at home anymore. You don't really want to say the reasons why. You don't want to say that you're not going to be at home anymore. It really sucks. I get to see him, often enough, but it's not the same. So you don't want that. So here we are. We're going to be talking about how to be a better man, and why you want to be a better man, and how to do it, how to act like a better man and be a better man than I was and that I am, and share it with your friends, have a better marriage or a better relationship. Even if you're divorced already, have a better relationship with your ex-wife, have better relationships with your next girlfriend. If you have an ex-girlfriend, you might not want a girlfriend for a while. Who knows? Everyone's different. I'm not going to get into that stuff. That's your own personal thing. But a lot of my friends, after I started going through this, I'd be hanging out with some of my buddies, and they're like, hey, you know what? How did you feel? How did you know something was going on? And they started asking me questions about what I did and why and how I knew. And I'm like, there's something to this, because there's not a lot of information. Guys don't talk about this shit. So, hey, this is what I've learned. This is how I learned I did everything I possibly could wrong. How it made everything worse, even when I thought I was, making things better. No, I made it all fucking worse, which is, just a kick to the balls, but it's reality. And so, I started talking to them like, hey, this is what I've been reading. This is some of the things I've been going through. And they're like, I think, my wife, I think she's really not happy, and she's going to be, she's talking about, taking a break and shit like that. And I'm like, well, what are your plans? And my one friend one time was like, I don't know. I just, just tell her I love her and, beg for her to. I'm like, okay, first of all, that's not, no, just shut the fuck up. That's what you do. Don't do anything. Don't say anything. Just shut up. Don't beg her. That's not going to make it all better. It's going to make it worse. Trust me, because I did it. And I fucked it up even more. Don't beg. All you can do is look at yourself in the mirror and say, how did I screw this up so bad? What is wrong with my, my relationship skills, my sense of self, my self-love, my self-esteem, my confidence? All of this stuff plays a role. And you have to look at yourself and be honest about it. Say, you know what? I thought I was doing everything right. I thought I was a great man. No. Boy, no. I had it all wrong. And now I really show it. Now, shit's about to hit the fan. So whatever you do, don't beg. Don't say anything. Don't say, I'm going to be a better man. You know what? Women won't listen. They won't trust you if you say, I'm going to be better. How do I know this? Because once again, I fucking said it and it didn't work. It made things worse. So, listen to me just for once. If you want to, of course, I'm not going to force you to listen to me, but if you've made it this far, hey, we're making progress. Don't say anything. Just say, you know what? Okay, I understand. I respect the reason why. I understand the reasons why. I respect your decision of wanting this space. And then don't go and text her goodnight or whatever. Just let her go. Let her just think things through. But in the meantime, work on yourself. Find the resources. And we're going to talk about that stuff coming up here in different episodes. And maybe even today, who knows how, this will go. But, just that's where it starts. That's where becoming a better man starts, is realizing that you need to be a better man. If you want to save your marriage, and this is just this instance, you want to save your marriage, this is the time for you now to understand, learn to be a better man. Don't beg, don't grovel, don't go buy expensive shit that's only going to waste your money and make it worse because, you don't want to get into that goddamn friend zone. So heed this advice. Shut the fuck up. Work on yourself. Let her manage the relationship, control everything of, hey, I want to see you sometime soon. Okay, great. Then she's reaching out, wants to talk to you. So talk to her, but don't go say, hey, I really miss you and blah, blah, blah. I really love you and miss you. And I missed all the blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, don't do that. It's not going to help. So, that is a big pillar of what this podcast is going to be, talking about shit like that. And, hopefully, with any luck, you figure this shit out in time. So, some of the topics that were, to be a better man, the first episode I'd planned is, or I had planned, before I decided to go off script and just kind of discuss what, my philosophy and the reasons I'm doing this. So I wanted to discuss, what it means to be a man. What is being a man? And we'll get into that, in the next episode. But I'm here to tell you that, it's not what you think. I thought I was a good man. I can fix anything. I can make anything. I can pretty much do anything. But I couldn't fix my marriage. I couldn't fix myself. I failed. Part of me failed as a man. Doesn't mean I'm not a man, but it's not the man, I wanted to be, and I still want to be. Although I'm certainly learning, better traits. But, just because you have a big, bushy beard doesn't make you a man. That's all the rage these days. And it's one of the reasons why I shaved my beard. Well, then it was almost all fucking gray too, which, that'll make you rethink having a beard in a hurry. Side note, if you have a beard, you better be able to change your own goddamn tire on the car. You should be able to change your own oil too. But, just my opinion. Just like wearing cowboy boots doesn't make you a cowboy. No, not that I can ride a horse really all that well. But I still like wearing cowboy boots. I'm not a cowboy though. Well, I kind of am. It's kind of, whatever. We're going to talk about what it means to be a man and some of that, funny shit like that. What's the definition of a real man, especially in the modern times? Things are a lot different in 2019 than they were in 1955. A lot of the topic is going to revolve around confidence, self-confidence in man, which is absolutely the key to being a better man. And it's, unfortunately, culture and society, has changed the viewpoints of what it means to be a man. The last few years, this term toxic masculinity has come up, and I don't really think that's fair. But I'm not here to argue politics, although we probably will at some point because it's just, kind of how I am because I'm stupid. And, I love to be punished, apparently. So, yeah, I'll bring that stupid shit up. My brother-in-law will join me on quite a few podcasts, and I have some other guest podcast co-hosts lined up as well. And they're all different than I am. We all have different opinions, different ideas of what it means to be a man. So it's really going to kind of be interesting to see and take different takes on our own personal experiences. Also, I have a couple of lady friends who are going to join me from time to time to give us a women's perspective on relationships and men. And let me tell you, this stuff, that's going to be a lot of fun because at least these two women that I have in mind here that I've talked to, they don't hold anything back. They'll give it to you. And it's really it's in a way, it's really fucking painful. But I'm sure it'll make for, great entertainment because you'll probably hear me shifting in my little studio chair here, especially when, I'm not going to mention her name, but she's already kind of, enjoying the thought of making me squirm in the chair here just out of fear and anxiety. And it'll be fun. I'm gonna, oh Christ, it could be really bad too, but you know what? I'm going to be completely open and transparent with all of it. And I'm not going to edit anything out that someone says just because I don't want it out there or I don't like it or I don't agree. What someone says is going to stay here. But this is going to be really interesting, kids, and hopefully in a good way. But I mean, even if it's interesting in a bad way, like, watch someone light off big fucking fireworks in their hand and blowing their hand off. I mean, you know what? Yeah, it could be a complete shit show, dumpster fire, whatever. At least it'll be entertaining because I promise you that. And hopefully it's also full of good information that you can actually use and learn from and make yourself better, therefore making your relationships and your life better. So we're going to end it here. But my parting thought is it all starts with you. You have to get at making yourself better, improving yourself emotionally, mentally, and physically. Get to the gym. It feels fucking awesome. Lift weights, lift heavy weights, lift weights where you think your shit's going to blow out of your skin. Yes, do it. It feels great. And you're going to feel great. And it's going to build confidence. It's going to change everything in you. I promise you. So if you don't do that, do that. All right. Hopefully, you tune in next time and you'll be able to check out our Facebook page and our website and our YouTube page and wherever else we're still working on where this podcast is going to be located, but I know it's going to be on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook. I do believe Google Play, and if I'm not mistaken, iTunes. Okay. I'll see you later. So thank you for listening. And until next time, get at it. Just go be a better man. See ya.
Find someone to make me settle down, but I'd be the one to make her suffer. Cause one of them days we'd go to town and one of my friends would flag us down and say, you know why everybody calls him juggler? And I'd have to explain that they call me the juggler, cause I always have 3 lovers, and I burn through Trojan rubber like no other. But when I'm not between the sheets, I'm busy staying undercover. Ain't as sweet as it seems.